Now, we've all probably met a very strange rich person. They just seem awkward and somehow oblivious to how the rest of us live. Ever wonder how they got rich? Ever thought, were they weird before they got rich? Money and stuff have a unique and powerful effect on all of us. And if we're not careful, we can easily get boxed in by greed. Now, whenever Jesus talked about money and possessions, his main concern was always our hearts. It was never the money. He knows material things are major competitors for our hearts. Check it out in Luke chapter 12, verse 22 to 34. It says this, "Then turning to his disciples, Jesus said, 'This is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food to eat or enough clothes to wear. For life is more than food and your body more than clothing. Look at the ravens. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for God feeds them, and you are far more valuable than they are. Can all your worries be at a single moment to your life? And if worry can't accomplish a little thing like that, what use of worrying is there over the bigger things? Look at the lilies and how they grow. They don't work or make their clothing, yet Solomon, in all his glory, was not dressed as beautifully as they are. And if God cares so wonderfully for the flowers and that are here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, he will certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith? And don't be concerned about what you eat and what you drink. Don't worry about these things. These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers all over the world, but your Father already knows your needs." Verse 31, he said, "Seek the kingdom of God above all else, and he will give you everything you need. So don't be afraid, O little flock, for it gives your Father great happiness to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give them to those who need. This will store up treasure for you in heaven, and the purses of heaven will never get old and develop holes. Your treasure will be safe. No thief can steal it, no moth can destroy it. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will be also." You see, Jesus warned his followers not to let their stuff define their life. As we begin to get our jobs and move ahead, our hope tends to move from God to our stuff. As we accumulate, our dreams and goals seem to shift from building God's kingdom to building our own kingdom. To keep our hope from migrating, we've got to be on our guard. And one of the best remedies to guard against future greed is by practicing generosity today. Yes, today. Because in the end, we don't get credit for what we leave behind. We get credit for what we give away. So here's a question for those of us who are in self-isolation. What are you able to give away today in order to guard against the greed? What is it that you need to watch out for? Where do you find your heart constantly moving towards greed and selfishness? And maybe it's in that area that God is calling you to give sacrificially.